Look at what Dana White said this week at the Miami UFC.
Crazy,
I'm sure you guys were at the fight. He says record-breaking number, 11.9 million. The last time they were at Miami, I think it was $436,000 at the door. They went from 436 to 11.9 million, breaking Madison Square Garden's record of 11.5 million. So let's look at the problem. Here's the problem. Watch this. What was the problem? During COVID, all the commissioners of all sports were extremely tight and worried. Let's shut down the NBA. Let's shut down the NFL. You're looking at football games. No one's screaming. No one's, you can't play a game like that. Let's shut down everything. This guy's like, nope. We're going to go Abu Dhabi. We're going to go over here. We're going to go over there. And you and I are getting our source of entertainment through UFC. What happens all of a sudden? They sold the company, I want to say, for $3.5 billion in 2017. We can correct these numbers. I think today it's an $11.3 billion company. WWE, I think, just sold for 9.2. It went from $3.5 billion to 11.3. So Endeavor, that bought a UFC just 6 years ago, has already more than 3x'd their money. So he's a driver of a company as well. But he looked at a problem and he turned that into the multi-billion-dollar company that it is today.
But do you think, and speaking to the UFC as well, like they've really changed the game from a content perspective. They've brought all these YouTubers. They got the Nelk Boys involved. They got these bigger guys involved where they're having them at the fights. They got them making content. Was that something that you were doing with the agency, or did that kind of come a little bit later?
So when I was building the company, this is kind of how I saw it. So what's bigger today, Tesla or Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Okay, so let me ask you. Elon Musk steps away from Tesla.
Brand-wise.
I get that, but what I'm asking, okay, so go day one.
Okay.
Day one when he bought Tesla, who was bigger, Elon Musk or Tesla? By a mile, it's probably Elon Musk at the time, right? But today, Tesla kind of has its own identity,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe Elon is obviously a behemoth of a name because you got the jockey versus the horse.
The horse, yeah.
The jockey, the horse. Who do you bank on? This is a philosophical question, right? So take Dana White out of UFC. Does it take a hit?
It has to some extent
because his personality is so attached to it. The people that go to watch it,
but maybe not though. I know where you're going.
That's kind of where I'm going. Because
I think it does take a small hit, but
100%.
nothing detrimental.
Yes. Let me give you a number here.
Okay.
When Apple sold, and when Steve Jobs died, Apple was a $100 billion company.
Yes.
We all thought Apple is done with.
Yeah.
It's a $2.5 trillion company. 25x.
Yes.
We are so emotionally attached to the founder and the face, right? I think Dana's built it in a way today that UFC is going to live on for a long time. That's a respect from him of what he's built, right? So if you look at Elon Musk and Tesla, same thing. So for me at the beginning, in the insurance industry, I was known, but nobody knew the company.
Yeah.
The average person had no clue who I was because insurance is such a small little space. Nobody knows the insurance space. So I said, okay, the bigger this brand gets, I'm going to lift this up. So today you got two brands you're building, your brand and your company's brand.
Yeah.
This, without Nelk Boys, how well does it do?
Because they're in the growth stage, so it's not
Actually
very well.
think about it.
Yeah.
Well, take them out and sell this product without Nelk Boys.
I would say at the beginning, because they are still a very early company, I think it doesn't do as well. But I think that there is a time frame, and I don't know what that time frame necessarily is, but a time frame where they could step away and Happy Dad's going to do what it needs to do, no problem.
But the point here is, for anybody that's listening to this, I first fall in love with you.
Yes.
Then the product.
Yes, for sure.
I first fall in love with Elon, then I say, man, absolutely. People didn't buy Tesla because they bought Teslas.
Yes.
They bought Tesla because they defended Elon.
Musk,
People bought Apple because they bought Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
We're different. We're rebels. We're going against IBM. We're going against everybody. I represent that. I'm young. I'm also rebellious. Let's go up against these guys, right? So there's a part of the brand that's behind it as well. Prime. You're not buying Prime because you're buying. If I asked, out of 1,000 people that have drank Prime, give me the ingredients. Out of 1,000 people, how many could tell me?
There's not even one.
But I'm not buying the ingredient. I'm buying the face.
Yeah.
But the goal is eventually for somebody to come and cut a check to buy Prime, right? A Coca-Cola, Pepsi, somebody like that. So today you got two brands. You build this one kind of follows, and then eventually this gets, hopefully, if you build it right, bigger than you, and it has a life of its own.